Guys, if you're at your computer, Amazon Seller Tribe members, you're at your computer or on your phone or available for the next few minutes, pop over and visit with us because we have two awesome guests today. You might see on their name tag down at the bottom, I put their names, Michelle Teeter and Nikki Welch, Sister Power. So for those of you who have plus ones, who are more like plus 100s, this is the kind of situation you're looking at right now. Many of you already know Nikki. She's been with us for quite a long time, and you may be only just now getting to know Michelle, her sister and sidekick in crime. Michelle, we don't hold that against you. By the way, guys, a little side note, Nikki is a gifted photographer. And this is a fun story. We were down at Tribe 4 meetup in Bowling Green, Kentucky in September, late September. And one of our valued tribe members who's been with us almost since the beginning, by the name of Greg Fellows, our resident actor, he really did work in Hollywood, dropped the knee and whoop, asked the big question to his girlfriend, Ashlyn, and Nikki recorded the moment, took pictures of that moment, did a beautiful job. Ashlyn was thrilled because she had no idea it was going to happen, and you want pictures, and Greg he knew it was going to happen, but he had no idea that we had a professional photographer right there on the scene. And so he was delighted. I mean, you know what you're doing. We appreciate that. Plus, you got some beautiful pictures of the Tribe 4 meetup in Bowling Green. And I might be pecking you on the shoulder. I've been hearing some buzz about April in Missouri.
I'm here.
Yeah, you guys live here in Missouri. So let's just start with you, Nikki. And I just want you to tell people, where you live, what your life looks like, married, and I've got, 2 dogs, 1 cat, 17 boys, and those kinds of things. And then we're going to throw it over to Michelle and let her show us a little glimpse of what her life looks like there as well. So, Nikki, I'm handing it over to you.
Well, my name's Nikki. I live in Wentzville, Missouri. It's about half an hour out of St. Louis, out in the suburbs we have 3 boys. I'm married. I met my husband in the Army. We both served. We met on the bus from basic training to AIT.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. And then we have 2 dogs and a partridge in a pear tree, and
no cats.
No, I'm allergic.
Oh, okay. No cats. And
we stay busy with our kids. They all play sports and
right.
Some special
needs. You have a teenager now, don't you?
I do. He just turned 14.
Yeah, and you're surviving.
Barely. We're hanging on.
Hang in there. Hang in there. I am a testimony to you can get to the other side and still be alive. Well, that sounds like quite a handful, but we really haven't gotten to the handful yet. I'm going to throw it over to Michelle and ask her to share with the people and kind of frame up what her life looks like.
Well, she has a handful, but I have 2 hands full. I happen to be a single mom of 11. I still have 9 at home, 1 in heaven and 1 off at college. I live in O'Fallon, so not too terribly far from Nikki, still about 30 miles outside of St. Louis area. And I stay busy keeping up with my kiddos and helping out Nikki.
Awesome. Awesome. So now you just kind of threw out very casually, like almost like everybody has 11 children. But I don't know if you mind me parking here a minute and just commenting that, not everybody has 11 children, Michelle. I mean, and 9 still at home, right? And so Amazon sellers have to juggle a lot. So you came in already trained very well for the juggling act that takes place in Amazon space. Isn't that right, Nikki? I mean,
Yes.
she could do this, right? She can throw up this plate and juggle this plate and run over here and cook a dinner, come
How
back,
about it?
diaper a baby before any of us know what's happened. So Michelle, run through their ages for me.
So my oldest at home is 25. Then I have 16, 13, 11, 9, 6, 5, 3, and 1.
Blast off. Blast off right there. Michelle, you're no stranger to hard times either. Nikki, I'm going to pull you into this conversation as well because you guys have had some tough times. And I think sometimes people get the picture that you come into Amazon Seller Tribe and everybody's living magic lives and have always had magic lives. And something incredible and remarkable is happening in Amazon Seller Tribe. We acknowledge that because we're having so many success stories, which we're going to get to yours in a minute. But a lot of times those success stories are rooted in some really hard times, some hard journeys. But Michelle, tell us about the time that that you really had a valley to walk through. And
I've actually had several that Nikki has helped me with. Most recently, the death of my daughter. She died in a car accident last year. So sorry, that's been a really difficult valley to go through. But even prior to that, I had a brother that died in Iraq just weeks before Nikki was deployed to Iraq. And she walked us through that funeral and served in bringing his body home for us.
wow, wow, wow. So Nikki, you were in the military at the same time that happened.
Yeah.
Geez, Willikers. Now, Michelle, I hope to never be in that valley. As parents, we never want to walk in the valley where we lay our children down before we go. We know that it should always be, us first. But sometimes that's not how it happens. And I watched you from a distance. You were not part of Amazon Seller Tribe at that time, but I felt a deep connection with you because at the same time that happened to your daughter, my niece suddenly passed away. And so I was watching Nikki walk through that valley of your daughter's death and then watching you, and was so impressed by the strength that you guys had because you were together. Um, we call in Amazon Seller Tribe, we call, the member is the member, and then their partner in business or their spouse in business or their sister or their son or their daughter in business with them is the +1. But we talked earlier, you really are a +100. And isn't it better when you have that other person to walk with?
I know it is for me. Sometimes
Yes.
I've not felt like a +1. I've felt like a -1.
Oh my gosh.
There have been times when Nikki has had to carry more than her fair share when I was struggling.
Right, right. And, I think sometimes that's the benefit of having partnerships in business and relationships that matter in life, because sometimes, I just can't do it. I just need to hit the wall and fall down. And the other person can do 100%. Nikki, I really identify with you and Michelle, as you know, because I'm in business with my sister, Colleen. I always point that way because her office is that way. She's not there right now. But anyway, my sister is in business with me, and we do that for each other too. When I'm falling down, she's pushing ahead. When she's falling down, I'm pushing ahead, and it's better together. Quite a thing. But Nikki, tell us about how you got into the Amazon space. When did you start in Amazon? How did you get there? And what did that look like for you, say the first year or so in Amazon?
Well, I kind of lucked into finding out about Amazon. I was a wedding photographer for many years. After I got out of the Army, that's what I did full time for, I guess, I don't know, 10 years or so. No longer than that. But so I have 3 sons and 2 of them have special needs. And for a while there, they couldn't be cared by anyone else. It wasn't possible. So it was really hard for me to be away. So I was Googling, ways to make money at home, right? How many people have done that? A lot of us. So so I started watching YouTube videos and I was like, is this real? People, I had no idea. I didn't know anything about third-party sellers, or I was like, is this a scam? What is this? So I just kept watching and seeing people, people posting numbers on YouTube and all this. And then I found Andy's group. And then, right away they were advertising your group, and I had never made a sale. And I was like, well, it's free, try it for 7 days, see how I like it. And so I joined, and pretty much, we had a couple little times where I wasn't able to stay in the group for financial reasons in the beginning, but never looked back after that.
What year did you come into Tribe?
2017.
Yeah, I thought it was 2017. So 2017, May 31st, 2017 is when we founded Amazon Seller Tribe. And it's my memory that you were not far after that. I mean,
you were August.
Yeah. So, wow. So you're an old timer here in the tribe, right? Okay. Yeah. So that just makes
I'm on the slow path, but
no. That's just, you know what? We all have to live the life we have, and everybody can't have a life that's designed to be like so-and-so's or so-and-so, we have to live the life that we have. And for mothers, especially mothers in business, you have to make decisions, don't you? Sometimes you can't chase that big deal. You can't chase that bolo. Right, Michelle? You can't, because you got to diaper a baby, you got to put children to bed. And so there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with living the life you have and then growing your business as you can. Nikki, tell us about the last year in sales, your last so 2019. Let's talk about 2019 sales.
2019. I think I ended the year at I want to say 34,000. And I think 2018 was right about the same. So they were both right there, mid to low 30s.
And, that was for the year. And, I remember knowing that you were frustrated by that. Like you were hitting this invisible barrier, or maybe hitting this plateau and then going, man, rats, Yeah. Am I getting that right? Yeah.
Well, it was hard because at that time I quit doing wedding photography completely. I was so burnt out, and the schedule wasn't working for my family. So I was actually doing Amazon Flex. I was delivering for Amazon, on the side to make money. And then I was trying to roll over, Amazon selling funds, but it didn't always work. So I was having to take some of that money out and could never get over that hump.
Right. And, so you just had to do what you had to do to be able to move past that. But here's a real key thing that I'd like to bring out is that that military training must really have some power to it. I never had the honor of serving, or I never took the honor, I'm sorry to say, but in my day, women in military was, extreme rarity. It's very extreme rarity. Nobody was breaking any glass ceilings back then. So, but you guys learned to not quit, not give up hope. And what did you draw on to get hope and cast vision for yourself again and take another step and move forward?
I guess it was a lot of things, several things. I mean, first of all, my kids, I worry about their future, giving them something more. I don't know if they're going to go to college. My oldest, he he has the hardest time with things, and he goes to an alternative school for kids with behavioral issues and autism. But so part of it was my kids, and then there's this really amazing woman I know who I met from Branson. Her name's Gay, and she kept putting a little bug in my ear.
I was warming up for Michelle on that one. I thought,
Oh.
Michelle, you are amazing, really.
And I kept watching these videos with you, you know, pack one more box, just hit one more store. And I would think about it. Like, you know, I'd go source at Marshall's and I'd want to be done. And I'd just be like, just one more. Okay. Gaze in the back of my head, like a little bird on my shoulder, you know?
Yeah.
So, so I just keep going a little bit more, you know, and then, my husband's been a huge support. I mean, he's really taken over a lot of Mr. Mom roles. I mean, I couldn't do it without him either.
Right.
He's not here, but
Right.
so you know, he's there. And then, you know, I guess obviously some of the Army training, you know, I'm able to hold a lot of bags when we're leaving the Nike store.
Right. And don't press the quit button. Take another step.
Yeah.
You know,
you're always you're more capable of than what you know, what you think. You can always keep going further, whether it's mentally, physically. You can always push a little harder.
Wait, now say that again, Nikki. Let's camp there just a minute.
You're always capable of pushing a little further mentally and physically beyond what you think you are.
So when you hit that wall, just take another step.
Yeah.
Just scan one more item.
Right.
Pack one more box. Sit down and do your repricer. Just do one thing.
Yeah.
Don't do everything, just one thing.
Keep going forward. Yep.
And keep going, and it moves you forward. Michelle, you're in a whirlwind all the time with those children living in your house, and you raising up all age groups there, juggling a lot. So taking another step is second nature to you, right? You keep taking steps until you fall down.
Pretty much. That's how that works.
So tell me about when you came in with Nikki into the Amazon space.
Well, it was actually after my daughter had passed away. I was at work when that event happened and have not stepped foot back in that building. Just can't. So I was looking for something new, something different, a change, and needing flexibility. You know, being a single mom with a bunch of kids, I also have a couple of special needs myself. You need that flexibility. Being able to work a 9-to-5 job doesn't allow for doctor's appointments and dentist appointments and IEPs and all that sort of thing. And Nikki had actually been putting a bug in my ear about it since she came home from that first Branson conference. She sat down and we had lunch together at one time, and she's like, look, you could do this. This is amazing.
I was thinking she should start her own business.
Yeah. I wasn't quite gung-ho enough for all that, but going in together has been such a blessing to me. Working in, you know, a real non-combative type environment with somebody who's willing to care for you emotionally whenever, you know, some days are hard still. And it's been such a blessing.
Wow. You know, I love the peace and partnership that you guys have between yourselves. You know, I know Nikki has always spoken very highly of you, and of course you always speak adoringly of Nikki. And I kind of hope that I do that with Colleen. I know she does that with me. I probably don't do it enough with her. But you know, as you move together and growing a business in partnership with a sister or a brother, or you know, maybe a mother-son combination or a mother-daughter combination, it's a little different than building a business with your spouse, right? Because there's different expectations and maybe even different needs. You know, you have a household to run, she has a household to run, and as grown women, you've been running your own households, you know, for plenty of years. And now all of a sudden you have to find out, you know, is this where Nikki excels? Let her do that. Is this where I excel? Let me do that part. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
How do you guys come to those places there in your partnership?
She excels at everything and she encourages me to start excelling at more.
Oh, I see how it is. I see. Well, Nikki's a great teacher. I know that.
There's some things she hasn't wanted to try, so I'm encouraging her to try things, and she's still learning some things, but I mean, she does well at anything she tries. So
Right. That's awesome. Well, you guys are plenty smart enough to do whatever you set your hand to do. And I'm just so proud that that you did not press the stop button, Nikki. I really am. I I I take a lot of joy in your story. I take a lot of joy in your story because I I know we can't get into everything here, but I know some of the hard journeys. And, you know, when you see someone that just is setting that focus again, resetting that focus again, you know, getting up, I'm going at it again. And so you kept hitting those plateaus in your sales. You're like, boom, oh, rats, boom, I can't get over that. Oh, rats. So, but something happened last year or the last 12 months, let's just say, over the last 12 months, something has been changing. Let's talk about that, Nikki. You start.
oh gosh, where do I start? I guess it all started. I think we've talked about this before, but like with the Branson conference, part of, and I'm not a totally fear-based person, but a lot of my concern about making this a full-time career was, getting suspended, and that really just kind of, it freaked me out. I mean, I have kids who rely on me. I have a husband who relies on me, and the income that we hope to make with this, and I didn't want something that could be kind of ripped out from under you. And there are all these people on the internet, oh, Amazon will just suspend you all the time and you'll lose everything.
Yeah, a lot of scare stories out there, right?
Yeah, a lot of fear mongering. So once I heard Jeff, the attorney, I forget his last name.
Yep, Jeff Schick.
Yes. Once I heard his speech, and he was so level-headed about it, and it was, actual facts from somebody who's an expert in that field, I immediately felt a sense of relief and calm. And I'm like, okay, I think it's okay. I trusted him and what he was saying. And we joined his, the group, as soon as we heard about it. So it's such a nice peace of mind.
Yeah, it is a peace of mind when you know that you got somebody who can kind of carry the banner for you if there were a suspension, or if there were an issue with a bogus IP complaint or something like that you had to deal with. So it's been a great thing. And that's a sort of an interesting story. I don't know if I ever told you this or not, but we had our Branson conference schedule planned, and, so-and-so was going to do this at this time and this time and did this. And, I was going to do this at this time. And like a day before, or maybe 2 days before the conference, all of a sudden I get a message from this guy, Jeff, I don't know, from a cake of soap, right? And he says, well, I'm looped up with Paul Raffles, and I'd respect for Paul because he was an attorney carrying the banner on getting California to stop their bogus overreach, try to tax sellers in Missouri. What? Come on. Is that? Yeah. Hey, we know states' rights here in Missouri, don't we, Nikki? So, I hear from this guy, and he's like, da da da, and he was like, I would really love to come to the conference, and if there's any way I could help. And so I said, well, certainly welcome to come to the conference, but what kind of help do you bring? And what do you do? What's your deal?
Yeah.
So he tells me about being an Amazon seller, working his way through law school as an Amazon seller. He tells me about the things that he's experienced, and he tells me about the heart he carries for Amazon sellers, not to be bullied by the threat of suspension, and not to be bullied by IP complaints. And I said, just, tell me from an attorney's point of view, what's right, what's lawful, what's not. we just had that discussion. Basically, the presentation you saw, we
Yeah.
just had that discussion. And after he finished, I said, you know, really want you to come. We can't pay you anything. You know, this is not in the budget. We're already ready to go. And I don't even have a slot of time for you to get up on stage, except that I will give up my time. And I want you to speak this to the people, because we don't believe in fear mongering here. And I want that fear to be lifted off our people.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you knew that
I
backstory
did
on
not.
how that happened, but that's exactly how Jeff Schick ended up on stage at the Branson conference.
Well, we sure were lucky because it made a huge difference. I mean, to me, and I know other people too.
It has. And to hear you say that really blesses me, you know, and it helps me to know that I was tracking that accurately. So after that fear lifted, now you put things in another gear, didn't you?
I did. I was still, you know, just by myself. My husband, he was the one who, you know, encouraged me to go to Branson. And so I got back, and I think he saw how excited I was. And, you know, we went to lunch and she saw how excited I was. And I just really wanted to make it work. I had a new, just a new energy to make this happen. So I put every single thing I could into it. I didn't take a dime out. I flipped everything as fast as I could. I believe at that time I was sourcing for someone else to, you know, make money to live off of. And so my husband would help me prep at night, and we just did that for a while.
Really became a total family effort then.
Yeah.
At that point, the fear was lifted, you know, the vision was cast, and it became a total team effort. And if I'm not mistaken, I see your name on some of these here somewhere. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So you've been through the tribe coaching, haven't you?
Oh yeah. So yeah, so that we had the Branson conference, and then we did we were in tribe 3, sorry.
Right.
Yeah, we were in tribe 3, and then she had been with me for what, maybe 5 months, 6 months?
Yeah, something like that.
6 months at that point, and I mean, it changed everything.
It just took off.
Not exaggerating, it really did.
Yeah, she's not exaggerating, folks. She really is not exaggerating. Things took off. Like, as a matter of fact, there's a certain multiple we might name that things took off towards. So, Nikki, I want you to be the one to say those words, because there's so much power in that. I'm so excited for you to tell the people what happened to you guys over the last 12 months.
Over the last 12 months, we were able to 10x it, 10x our sales from 2019.
So you went from 34,000 annual sales, and you've 10x'd it. Now, I'm no mathematician. You're going to have to work that out for me. So are you telling me in the last 12 months, you've done $340,000 in sales on Amazon?
Yes, ma'am. 340,000.
34,000 to 340,000.
Yes.
What? What? Okay, confetti, balloons, the horns are blowing, the lights are blaring, you know, what an absolute awesome. I remember the time in Memphis when I spoke on stage at a conference about 10xing. And I asked people to write down their last Amazon payout. The last number you got from Amazon that landed in your bank account, write it down on a piece of paper. So everybody did. And then I said, now add a 0. And some of them didn't move. They didn't move their pen, but there were others who did. Ralph Cochran was one of those who did. And darned if he didn't 10x his business. As soon as he 10x'd it, he's messaging. He's like, okay, this thing really works. You know, this really works. So you're telling me you just 10x'd in 1 year let me ask you this. Maybe not in a year. I don't know the time frame. Do you think it's possible that Michelle and Nikki will 10x their business again?
Yes.
What?
Oh,
The
she asked
answer
me
is
us.
What? Come on. Come on.
Yes.
Did you say yes?
Yes.
Oh, let's just see. What would that number look like? In my mind, and I'm no mathematician again, that would be like $3.4 million. Am I right about that? $3.4 million in annual sales would revolutionize your lives as well as the lives of your children, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah.
And it's absolutely possible, because if you did this, if you went from 34,000 to 340,000, you can go from 340,000 to 3.4 million. There's no rule that you can't.
Yeah,
Isn't that amazing?
it is.
What an amazing opportunity we have. Now, there's all kinds of increments between there, which are lovely numbers as well, aren't they?
Yes.
I'm going to tell you this. One of the things I'm going to set in my mind as a vision forward, a dream and a goal that I have, is to hang a gold lanyard around Nikki Welch's neck, to hang a gold lanyard around Michelle Teeter's neck, and to shake your hand and welcome you to the $1 million gold lanyard level sellers.
I accept that vision.
Yeah.
What? Are you with me? Are you with me?
Oh, yeah.
Look, now you guys are mighty as two women sister power, but let's hang on just a second. Let me see if I can move it over here. What if it were three of us? Whoa, now everything changes. If my vision links up with your vision, all of a sudden, I'm going to be there on stage someday, putting a gold lanyard around your necks. And that will be one of the greatest joys of my life. I promise you. I promise you. And really, I will not let Gary do that. Sorry, Gary, we love you, but we will not let you do that one, okay? Because we come a long way, baby, haven't we?
Thank you, Gay. I mean, from the bottom of my heart, we wouldn't be here without you. I mean,
Well, it's really been a joy to watch you guys grow, and to watch you guys embrace your own superpowers, that taking another step when other people won't, shipping another box when other people don't. That's the thing that changes everything. Scan one more store, make every store pay you, right?
yes.
You got to be in the store anyway. Got to get stuff for the kids, stuff for your house or whatever. Make the store pay you, right? Come on.
Right. Money's all around us. Gay told me.
I'm gonna need more.
What did you say? What did you say?
Money is all around us. Gay told me.
And you found out that's the truth, didn't you?
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
Michelle, what would you like to add to what's happened in this amazing journey? Because I know you're super proud of Nikki.
It is. It's life changing, and I know that Gary Ray has said it before. You have said it before that we have the power to change our family's direction. And I have a similar background that Gary Ray has shared, and so that really stuck with me. Means a lot to me. And when you look at the face of your children and they look up to you, that's what matters.
Wow. Powerfully said. When they look up to you, when they look at you, think about this, Michelle, if you will just get this vision with me for just a minute. You're on stage. I'm about to put a gold lanyard around your neck, and each one of your children can see that. Each one of those children,
Right.
including the one that's looking over the balcony of heaven right now. She's going to see me put that gold lanyard around your neck and welcome you to the $1 million seller level. Wow, wow, wow. We will hire in balloons and confetti and noisemakers and everything for this moment. I just got a chill down my spine thinking of that moment when those children can see, Nikki, when your boys can see that gold lanyard around your neck and know this is really what it meant.
Yeah.
Mom is helping to change the directory, the trajectory of our futures, our lives.
We talk about it often. I mean, we have dreams of, having a warehouse and having an area for the kids and, putting the older ones to work because she has a lot of boys right in the middle getting ready to be
Yeah.
teenagers. And so
Come
between
on.
us, we have what, eight
boys.
8 boys who can all, lift stuff and well, except Miles, but lots of boys. We want to put them to work. So
come on. What a blessing that really Amazon is, that gives us the potential to really start with almost nothing and to build it in such a way that you can say, hey, I can be CEO of a company that employs all of these human potentials that I have helped to create, right? And give them the jobs and give them the money and they can earn their own cars, they can earn their own way to college if that's where they go, or their trade schools or wherever they're going to go, or they can stay in. You can hand the business over to them. I know we've got a coach coming on in Tribe 5 that she and her husband are, they're like, pretty soon, won't be long, we're going to hand our business over to our son and daughter-in-law. And how awesome is that to think about? That there is that possibility here. Does that just make you so happy?
yes,
it does.
Brings me a little bit of peace,
It does. It does. You can rest a little better at night. You can feel that sense of pride that something that you have built can be something that will benefit them for the long term. I really honestly believe there's going to come a day where I have an interview with Michelle Teeter and Nikki Welch, and they're going to say, well, do you remember in January 2021 when we told you our sales were $340,000? And I'm going to say, yeah, wonderful. How has your last 12 months been? And you're going to go, oh, we 10x'd that. It's absolutely possible. We're seeing it. I mean, you see these other guys and they're like, see these people, it's happening. It's just happening. You've applied yourself to the training that we have offered, the opportunities that we've offered to advance your business. You've applied yourself to that. You've taken the bull by the horns, as we say down here in the Ozarks, taken the bull by the horns and really not left it to somebody else to build your business, but you're doing the work to build the business. I can't be any more proud of you girls. Plus you girls, women have superpowers. All right. It just rejoices me when I see women succeed in business. What a great thing. So proud of you guys today. Any last words, Michelle, for the ride you've been on, especially the last year?
Just hang on.
Hold on. We're about to hit another gear, right? Right? And Nikki, I'm just hearing some buzz, about Missouri in April. So boy, if I were people who don't live in Missouri, I'd be trying to figure out what that was about, right? But you guys, you guys don't live too far from Branson, just about 4-hour drive, maybe. Maybe you can pop down here and see me sometime.
I think so. I think we need to.
I think you need to. It's going to be
a lot of stores along the way.
Yeah. Make every store pay. ABS, always be winning.
That's right.
ABS, always be selling. All right, girls, we love and appreciate you. Thank you for sharing this time. It's been very precious to me. Now I'm going to go through my day just grinning like a Cheshire cat because it's just made me so happy to hear what's happened to you in the last 12 months. 10xing your Amazon business, proving that anything is possible. Just have to take another step and do it, right?
That's right.
Thank you, girls, for being with me today.
Thanks, Kay.
Thank you.